Hi, this is Jackie.
And this is Belly Cat.
And this is Homebodies, where we welcome all bodies, cats included, to join us as we break down and dissect HBO Max series. And this episode, we are talking about Season 1 of It, Welcome to Derry, Episode 5, 29, Neibolt Street. Okay, I have a summary here. As the military descends on Neibolt Street, the kids head into the sewers with their own objectives. All right.
That's
What were
what
you
they
going to
give
say?
on the summary? That's it?
That was on HBO. I mean,
Yeah.
who's ever listening or watching this obviously watched the episode, I
Yeah.
would think. They don't really need me to summarize.
And what's the title of this episode? Sorry.
29 Neibolt Street.
Oh, okay. I think they should have called it In the Sphincter of Your Soul.
The last one was the swirling apparatus of whatever, and
Well, because
they do talk about the sphincter, yes.
Hallin's dad. Or
Yes.
is it Halloran.
Halloran's dad, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm slowly reading the book, and it mentions different things, obviously, from this, and I've never read Stephen King. I get it. He is so good. Oh my God. He is so good. So I got it from the library. I don't know if I'm going to be able to renew it again. I might have to buy it because I renewed it once.
Old book. I read Misery and Pet Sematary.
Right.
It was a long time ago. But
Yeah.
I definitely remember them as, really loving both of those books.
Yeah. Hey, God, he's good. Like, can be so crude and gross, but also like deep and romantic. Like, he's great. Okay.
Yep.
So let's get into loves. When Lily says everybody thinks she did that to Marge, and Richie's like, well, not us, everybody at school, the post office, my barber. I don't know. It's just like,
yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
I love him. I loved that Hank escaped, although I'm a little, obviously uneasy about it. I loved that Ingrid went to Charlotte. I loved them. Obviously, why you have the belly cat there, them on the happy pills. That was definitely my favorite part. Like, watching this episode 3 times, like we both did, that was just, I could watch that again. And their voices, and I don't know if they messed with their voice. I think they messed with their voices a little bit. There wasn't just them doing that, but
yeah.
She's like, your hands are so soft.
Yeah.
No, she's like, really? Oh God, it was so good.
Yeah, she was like, that's a weird thing to say, or something like that. That was really funny.
3 pills, though? I don't know. I don't know if that would have.
We gotta get a dosage amount to get the full understanding.
Yeah. Also, obviously they got the shock of their lives, but they really came out of it pretty fast. I don't know if you took those 3 pills and you'd sober up. I don't know. All right.
I wonder if that's like a callback to the time or to that era of Mommy's Little Helper. It certainly sounds like it. Slang. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. What you got for loves?
Let's see. I really did love Maddie's scene at the clubhouse, and when he was describing the state of everybody down there, and that was pretty gruesome and terrifying, I thought.
Yeah.
And the way he played it, the actor played it too, it was like pretty stoic, and I thought his acting was great.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember, is this the first, this is when we see him, like he comes out of the
Tent.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So maybe I should have expected that, but I didn't. I didn't expect to see him.
I did not expect to see him. Uh, yeah, I I was surprised. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, the I also like the police officer in the window, the door window
The
with the billy club.
the creepy looking one.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
they gotta put that on a T-shirt or something. Like,
yeah,
like
yeah. That was a good one.
a great image.
Yes.
And I think there might have been something beneath the window. I'm not sure. It was like, Derry Police Department or something like that.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, so that was
Yeah,
really cool.
it almost looked like a painting or a drawing the way like, the way they showed him.
I also had the scene when what's Leroy's flyboy buddy? What's his character's name?
Paulie,
Paulie.
Paulie
Yeah, when he
Russo.
said, I see him too, and like how that all went down with
Yes.
realizing that wasn't
That was real, yeah. Wasn't a monster or
manifestation
whatever.
here. It was
Mhm.
actually done. And yeah, I, that was a really cool scene. I love that.
Yeah, that's good. Anything else?
Yes, probably not off the top of my head right now. That's all I had
Okay,
in my notes, but
okay.
I, I really like this episode. Keeps getting better. It's
Yeah,
a
I
great
liked it.
episode.
Mhm. Alright, hate. When the kids believed Maddie when he said that it slept in the day and fed at night. I mean, so when I first saw Maddie, I was like I kinda believed it. I was like, "Oh my god, alright, he's alive." Like, what? And then when he said that, I was like, "That's
Hmm.
that doesn't make any sense because they saw the weird things during the day." Like, right there, I feel like should have thrown them off a little bit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Like just at school with Marge and the eye thing was during the day, I just
Yeah, sure, sure.
so
No,
but
that
I
makes
think they just wanted to believe him, obviously, and that he was alive. I hated Ingrid's husband. Ew. He was so gross. Creepy.
yeah,
Okay.
he's a total dreamboat. I thought he was amazing. I love him.
Oh god, I'm gonna have a coughing fit. So, a couple things with this one. So Lily falls, of course, when they're all running because somebody has to fall, and she's like, "Guys, wait up!" And I'm like, "Wait, okay, couple things. Really, you think they're gonna wait up? They're running for their lives."
Yeah.
And then I also think, and I might know this might be being a little picky, I actually don't think kids said, "Wait up, guy." Like, I feel like "wait up," I don't know, again, I feel like it's a little I know it's like a little thing, but I feel
Yeah.
like people didn't say
Yeah.
that back then. They said, like, "Wait for me."
Yeah,
I know
that
it's
I
I
know
don't
we
know.
talked about that with the which one of Charlotte's lines, like,
Paperwork's
it's
gonna take a minute.
gonna take a minute. Yeah, that
Yeah.
that one really stuck out to both of us. That
Yeah.
that line that you just mentioned didn't really catch my attention, but yeah,
I
details
know.
matter. Details
Yes.
matter.
Yeah. Oh, and I hated Paulie getting killed when he was like, "It's my turn." I was like, "Oh," I
Yeah,
started to tear up. Yeah.
I know. I guess we maybe should have seen his demise coming
He
somehow, but I
he
didn't.
I was thinking back to, I think, the first episode. I can't remember what exactly he says, but he's kinda negative. Shoot.
Yeah,
Like, I think talking maybe about, like, nuclear weapons or something like that, and he's like, "It's inevitable." Like, he just,
yeah.
he
He has
kinda it's almost
different.
like a foreshadow. Yeah, I
Right. He has a doesn't share the same optimism as
yeah,
Leroy does when they arrive on base, and that's
yeah,
what exactly they're going to be doing, and you
yeah,
know what the outcome might be.
yeah. Okay. I think those are my hates.
Yeah, I didn't have too many because, like I said, this. I think with this show, I'm prone to a lot of questions for sure
Yeah.
than anything else, but The when Matt the thing one of the things that I hated was, uh, when Maddie was saying he'd rather go back to the sewers than go back home,
Yeah.
like, um, back to his dad, you know? I just felt like, "Well, wait a minute," like, I don't know, you know, like, I thought that was a weird beat and
Yeah.
just kinda took me out of it a little bit for a second.
Mhm. Mhm.
Given the circumstances, and of course, we haven't met his dad, and maybe we will, but it's like, wow, okay, if
Yeah.
you don't wanna go back home, then and I think one of the kids even calls him out on that, but, uh, in a way, but, it that beat was just a little strange to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
And when Ronnie's like, "You can help my dad," like, her dad's going to jail. Yeah, I don't know. And he's like, "No." No.
yeah, yeah. So maybe it's a I don't know what to make of that. Maybe it's like a writing thing or something that just didn't it's not strung together so well somehow, but oh, also, I'm thinking as we're talking about this with his character, you know, they're all surprised to see him and, you know, we didn't see him die. He was trapped in
Right.
that movie scene.
Right.
So we don't really know
What happened?
what's going on with him, which is cool, you know, but, um, yeah, anyway,
Yeah,
that kinda irked me a little.
it irked me too, and I mean, obviously, the whole thing is, um, they wanna believe he's alive and that they can save at least somebody, so, of course, almost anything he says, they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Like, I don't know, it's
Yeah,
almost
that's
like
true.
that's
Okay.
my take
Okay.
because 'cause they're kids. Okay, thoughts/questions. Alright, I
But hold on, actually, I
oh,
wrote down one other thing. Did I didn't catch it this time through, but I wrote down that Charlotte said, "Yeah, no" again. She said, "Yeah, no, I'm fine." We're gonna have to run a fact checker on that, but I think she said, "Yeah, no"
okay.
again in this show in
Oh,
this show.
like, yeah.
Yeah, like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine." Like, so that's and
Yeah.
I'm sure she must have. I wouldn't have written it down,
Yeah.
uh,
I don't remember, but
if she didn't. So, yeah, that's not very 1962, but
yeah.
alright, you
Okay.
know.
Alright. Thoughts, questions. I knew something wasn't right with Maddie because I was like, "Well, how could he live? What was he eating?" I like how, though, like, his hair was longer because 'cause you're like, "Okay, yeah, it's been 4 months. His hair is gonna be longer." But, like, I
Yeah,
was like, "Come on now. What was he eating?" Like, and then the other guy is sitting
started
there not talking, like
he started a grunge band down there. He's
It's
he's
look
the,
like
he's a big fan of Nirvana, so he's going for the Kurt Cobain look.
he did look like
Like, "Come down to the sewers, guys. I'm gonna play this sick album. It's called Nevermind.
Oh, I know, he even had the flannel.
It
Oh.
smells like Teen Spirit. It smells like dead kids down here."
Smells like teen shit.
Oh, you better be in a band by the end of this show, God damn it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh. That was great. Okay. Oh my god, I'm joking. Okay. Did I did not see that coming with Ingrid and Hank. I did not see that. Remember, I was like, "Oh, it's a parent. It's the parent of a kid." So, I didn't
Yeah.
see that coming.
Yeah. I didn't either,
Yeah.
and yeah, when he ends up in the back of her car,
Yeah.
you know, I was like, "Oh, wow," and I don't know if I mean, I didn't see that coming. I don't know if I was, like, surprised by it so much, but I was sort of thinking, more immediately about how he escaped the bus and what happened there,
Yeah.
because he says someone attacked the bus
He said something attacked. I know,
or
I was gonna
something.
bring that up. So, obviously,
I was like, "Hmm."
it has to do with it again. So, see, I didn't watch episode 6 and you did, and I don't know if anything's more, explained or anything with this, but I have a bad
Something
feeling
like
about Ingrid, and, yeah, like, it was all purposeful with him escaping, and because if it wanted to kill him, I'm just trying to I don't know, trying to figure this out, but I think it obviously attacked the bus or had
mm,
something to do with that.
okay, yeah.
That's my thought. And that was my next thing. I have, like, a bad feeling about Ingrid. People are I think I might have told you this, but, like, the people who on the fan pages and everything were saying right away that she is Bob Gray's daughter, and she's that clown, and in the memory back from the beautiful girl, female
Yeah.
clown, and that's her, and there's some kinda tie there, so I'm just like, "Ah."
Wait,
Um,
Gray.
Bob Gray is the person form of It the clown, like,
Oh,
supposedly. Again, I'm bad with this stuff. I don't know if Bob Gray storyline is in the book or not, but I believe it's definitely in the chapter 1 and 2 or one of those.
the movie.
Yeah. So and that's a fact, I guess, that her name and everything, like, she was Bob Gray's daughter.
Mm,
Um, yeah, so I'm just like, "What is happening?"
yeah, okay. Well, that
Um, yeah. And I keep thinking too how when we first started talking about the show and I looked into it and they said their plan was to have 3 seasons and go back 27 years in each one, and there hasn't been any kind of announcement of a season 2 yet, which I know they're not done yet with season 1, but I don't know, sometimes you hear about it while it's still on or, whatever. Then I'm, like, also thinking they're already, like, going back 27, like, they're already telling us stories about 27 years previous,
mm,
and, like, the Native
yeah.
Americans are talking about it, so I'm like, "How are they gonna do a whole season on that?" I don't know, I was starting to overthink everything. I was like,
No, no, well, yeah, well, when we have that scene, uh, at one of the Native American families' homes where they have that
"Yeah,
meeting,
yeah,
and they talk about the cycle, of, like,
mhm,
I guess the first cycle began in 1835 and the second one began in 1908.
yes,
Um, so I was like, "Oh, what's that all about?"
yeah," and that's what they had said the, that's what the seasons were gonna be, like, and they were gonna go back. So
I guess the could we assume what the flashback that we saw, when the how do they describe it? The broken star landed, like, that would have been 1835?
right, I would think, or yeah.
No, because then
No,
they
wait,
had
that's the
they had
wrong amount.
they
8.
had colonialism happening then, like,
Wait,
so that would
19,
have been before that if they're gonna be,
no, it
you
would have
know,
been
perfectly accurate on
so
some level.
wait a minute. I have to
So
do the calculator right now, my brain is all messed up. If 27 years before 1908 would have been 1881. So could that have been when the star fell to the ground?
I don't think so. I think it was way before that, but
Before that. Maybe
I just
it's okay.
yeah, I thought it was interesting that they dropped 2
Oh, right,
specific
18. Yes.
years in that conversation,
Yes.
and wondering like, "Oh, I wonder if we'll find out more about that."
Yeah. Why is it that 27-year amount? I don't know. Um That's mentioned in the book too, but a little
It
bit.
is.
I mean, yeah, yep.
Huh.
I literally just got to the part about the 27-year cycle.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. Yep. Nothing about Native Americans yet, so I don't think. No. Let's see. Oh, the whole shine box, the shine in it. Okay. So did he time travel, dimensional travel? What was happening? And then they show the box open just in some bathroom, and I was kind of like, is there some bathroom out there? I don't know. I just was like,
Yeah,
I don't like this. Stupid. I thought. Um,
yeah.
I don't know.
I was wondering about that too. Like, why I was thinking, like, how are we describing Halloran at this point? Is he like a psychic or a time traveler or some kind of like clairvoyant? Because obviously he has special abilities and he's seen a thing or two,
Yeah.
um, and
Well, and then
the bill
also, sorry.
obviously values him,
Yes.
and he's interesting character. And then yeah, I had written down, like, where is that, like that scene, like where is that lockbox?
Right. And like I thought maybe it was more like a symbolism. I don't know. I was very confused. Also, he sees Russo, the dead guy, dead, like walking, and he's like, and then they show the box. So did that box unleash like more of his, like, is that symbolizing he had control over it better, where he wasn't seeing things all the time, like a, you know, where he'd only see things when he would focus and could just have more control over it.
Yeah, this is the first episode that was introduced, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So yeah, did he? Yeah, because Paulie definitely looks like a zombified
he's dead.
version,
Yeah.
and but Halloran didn't. He just looked like he
Right.
got out of there,
Yes.
out of the sewer.
Yep.
And yeah, that whole scene where he falls in and then we're taken into the bathroom, which is, we're seeing a lot of that with him. He just
Goes to
gets
other places.
transported to different, he's like a time traveler, like,
Yeah. And he
uh,
stayed in the same form that he is, like, he didn't go to a boy, because obviously
yeah,
when he was with his grandparents, he was a kid. There's some tie with The Shining and this as well. Um, that's another
really,
thing that I keep again, I'm, like, so bad because I know these bits and pieces, but
mm,
because I guess that's Dick Halloran, I think, is a character from The Shining or something, and there's the sh the shine box and having the Shining, right? Isn't that the
yeah,
yeah. So, there's that too. Like, there's just I feel like there's so many layers, and which I like that about it, but it's
yeah,
like, uh, coming at it the way we are, it's like, "Wait a minute. There's more to this, and don't
yeah. I
don't
mean,
know what it is."
it, I I kind of love it because you know it's holding my attention for sure, and it's
Yeah.
nice to not, you know like, it's just fun to go into something cold. I don't have any expectations.
Yeah. No, it
It's
is good.
like my interest, so obviously it's got, a lot to offer in terms of like the intrigue of the show and
Yeah.
what's happening with everything.
Yeah. And it's cool that people can watch it who are just coming in kinda cold.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously,
Yeah,
we're
yeah. You
proof.
don't have to. You don't. Yeah, you don't have to have read all the books and seen
Right.
everything else. The other movies and stuff
Movies and yeah.
for it to be
Mhm.
entertaining.
Um, those were my thoughts and questions. What about
Yeah,
you?
I was wondering if we're gonna get anything more uh, on the potential significance of the house, the 29 Neibolt Street house, because it's an abandoned home, and um, but did they say that the access, or the access to the sewers, that, is like from underneath the home, or it's on the property or something. So
I mean, they showed him going in and then I don't know, that was weird. Well, do you mean, like, obviously, I think that's where the
like I'm wondering, like maybe
pillars were, right? I mean, that's
no, that
where
the way I understood it, I think if I have this right, is that um the access
that's
to the
the
sewer
access to it.
system that leads to the pillars
Oh,
is from uh,
there.
from there on that property, and I
Hmm,
thought it was like they said it was, I don't remember if it was beneath the house or, I don't know if that specifically matters so much, but, it's an old abandoned house, and I'm just wondering if, like, oh, maybe is there some, like, who used to live there or what's the significance,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Mhm.
So, and then the, I mentioned earlier about the cycles that they those specific years that they gave us.
Yeah.
Um, the it was also mentioned that the creature sheds,
Yes.
and the discharge has tainted the town's groundwater.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh." So, I mean, that would explain, like, the weird police officer that,
Yeah.
you know,
Smells like tea spears. Oh.
smells like Teen Spirit Town. Yeah, I mean, there's, like, uh
This town is doomed. It's just
yeah,
doomed.
there's definitely some of the townsfolk are not so cool, that's for sure.
Yeah. I'm also getting stuck on the 27 because, um, if you look into numerology at all, I know a little bit about it, like, that you always take numbers and you break them down till they get to the lowest form. Like, you take your birth date in number form and you add them numbers together, and it comes down to usually it always can break down to a single digit. Like, even when you have 10, you'd add the 1 plus the 0. So now I'm like, "Okay, so 27 years, you know, that's 2 plus 7 is 9. So, is there something with the 9s? Is there some symbolism with the 9 actually, but not the 27? And 3 times 9, there's that 3 in there." I'm, like, getting stuck on this. And again, no idea what it has to do with anything, but
It
I don't know.
would surprise me with this show. No,
I
not
know
at all.
there's some I feel like there's symbolism with, like, everything. It's like
Yeah. Yeah,
right.
and I don't know if you caught it, but, um, the when was that Howard's grandfather? Yeah, or his
Yeah.
dad? Grandfather.
I I think that
So
was
his
grandfather.
yeah, his anyhow, I thought of 2 different things at the same time, but when he's, like, leering in, towards him when he has the box and it's starting to get kind of intense, um, they mixed in some of Pennywise's, voice.
Characteristics. Yes. And he was,
So
like, making weird faces.
yeah, and a little bit of the cackle and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I thought that just caught my attention and also, I just thought it was a cool, mixed decision that they made with
Mhm.
the with
Mhm.
the, uh with the dialogue.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe that pays off somehow, or
Mhm.
I'm sure we're gonna seems like we're probably gonna see his grandfather again.
Again.
That was
And
pretty open exchange, or introduction and exit
yeah.
rather.
Yeah. Also, again, is that, like, Pennywise coming through that because that's Halloran's fear.
Yeah.
And I always go back to the fear because that's, he was trying to contain the box. Whatever's in the box, he's trying to contain it, and maybe he's scared and it sounds like he was scared of his grandfather.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And, and again, like
Pennywise, he gets around, he's all over the place,
Does. I
guy.
know. He
He
doesn't
must
sleep in the day. He
he
never
must
sleeps.
I was gonna say, he must be really tired at some point. He's gotta eat some kids up.
That's why he sleeps for 27 years. That's
Oh, right, yeah. Well, he needs it, yeah,
that's when he
jeez.
gets to sleep.
Um, do we find out I was wondering, do if we know who Charlotte was speaking to on the phone. Do we
Oh,
think
I
that
was
was
thinking the
Ingrid?
same thing. No, I don't know. It's whoever her connection is that
Wouldn't have been Ingrid, no.
no, it's no, because she talked to that person on the phone before Ingrid came, and that's the person whoever's helping her with the paperwork was trying to get
Yeah,
him under house arrest.
yeah. Maybe it's just
Mhm.
a contact of hers in, women's rights activism.
Yeah, or maybe it'll be a character that we see. I don't know.
Not women's rights, but
Women's rights. I'm
civil,
like,
sorry. I'm a little
women, come on.
I'm reading this book, this FDR book. So his wife is an activist, and I just got to that
You're
part.
getting
So
confused
I am,
with your activists.
yeah, activism. I got to get myself together. There's a lot of it happening. It's good.
Yeah. Right. Anything else?
Well, you brought it up already. I was wondering what the story with Zombie Polly is.
I
Uh,
know, right? I'm like, oh, Jesus.
the because we haven't seen that happen to anybody else. I don't think. Like
No,
he died. Like, well, he I guess he didn't die by the hand of Pennywise.
no.
So
That's why I just think it has to do with whatever he was containing, his powers or his whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it's powers or gifts or whatever, the clairvoyance. Maybe he used to be able to contain it and not see every single dead person. And now
yeah,
he's going to see
right. He
all
had
the dead people.
control over it.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know. It's interesting.
yeah, and then mentioned earlier, I guess where Halloran's where that lockbox is, and there's a lot in that scene with his mom and his grandfather that goes
Was
down. I mean,
I think it's his grandmother, by the way.
grandmother, sorry,
Yeah. Yeah.
and because his grandmother seems to have good intentions for him,
Yes.
and his grandfather was like, "You got to use this."
Yeah.
He wants to use it
Exploit him
for
or
him
something.
or
Exploit it.
his whatever.
He's
So,
also jealous, like the two of them can communicate.
yeah, they don't. He doesn't have the gift.
He doesn't have it now. Yeah, there's something there. And did he really like how they show him shooting her? Did that really happen in the
Mm,
past? Did he really shoot the grand? Like I was just like, oh,
yeah,
what's
that
happening?
was pretty terrible.
Yeah. Oh,
What did you think of the first full on reveal of Pennywise?
was that when he did the Sam thing?
When Maddie like
Oh, that part.
swinging around.
Yeah, I thought that was good. Also, it was like a stripper pole, but so it's
Yeah,
good.
it was a pole, right?
Yeah. I liked it. I liked the way they did it. I like him as a Pennywise. I've been now I follow Bill Skarsgård, I think how you say it, who plays him. He's an interesting looking person and without the makeup in a way, and I like his mouth, his voice, like I like the way he plays him. I think he's good.
Well, I have like one tiny nitpick. It's not a full on hate, but
About
when
Pennywise?
yeah, about Pennywise, when Lily she comes up against the gate or whatever, she can't travel through the sewer anymore, and she's on the other side of that.
Yeah.
What are we calling that? A dagger? Something? The
Pi
you
it's
know
definitely a defense. Is that part of a pillar or no?
No, that's part of the part of the star.
The star, yeah.
Y yeah, piece of the star, so
Mhm.
but so, yeah, when Pennywise begins walking towards her, and then I just kinda can't stand it when they take this, approach to delivering these lines because it sounds like they're singing, and he's like, "Oh, I ding, 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 I'm singing in the
Yes.
highest here," and it's, I just was like, I don't know. It sounds a bit like a nursery rhyme, but it's not, like, that creepy, and, it reminds me of the Emperor in Return of the Jedi when he starts singing.
Oh god, I don't remember.
So,
Well, I guess because he's a clown, he's supposed to be like like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
but it
I
just
guess
doesn't work for you, I guess.
it didn't, no, no,
Okay.
didn't really work for me. So, yeah, I'm gonna send an email to the team on the show. I'm sure they'll get
They'll
back to me.
totally listen to you. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
They're
They'll be
totally
like,
gonna listen
"Oh,
to
okay. That's a great idea. Who are you?"
you.
Um,
I don't even think they'll get that far.
nope, probably not. Um, but I like uh, it's the costume design is cool, and I guess you're right. It is clown, so it's sort of, carnival, over the top kind of. Although I don't really find it over the top, but it's a little like jazz hands to me sometimes. Just a little bit. Like,
Little
I
clowny. Just a
yeah,
little
it's a little,
clowny.
hey, I'm over here.
I
I'm
guess
over
that's the
here
whole
now.
thing because clowns are supposed to be like kid friendly, but mostly they creep kids out. And I don't
Yeah,
know. I remember with It 1990, you were like some of these lines that Tim Curry had to deliver, but that was like the duh, like the goofy jokes,
bad jokes. Yeah, the
bad
refrigerator
jokes.
running joke.
Yeah. Well, even too in this one, I thought of you actually 'cause he goes, "Duck and cover, kids," or whatever he
Yeah,
says. But
yeah,
he has this good lower lip thing that I like actually. I don't know what it is.
yeah, yeah. I
He's like,
think
"Duck."
I guess as I'm getting more into it, and maybe it's just a more of a hallmark of like what they're of the genre and what they want to lean into more with like the gore, because
Mhm.
some of the stuff is pretty gory. Um, Going
Yeah.
back to the first episode
Yeah.
with
Oh, Ronnie's wait,
yeah,
which yeah.
Ronnie's mom, like that was kind of gruesome. Oh,
Oh,
and then
yeah. The birth scene in the first
the birth
that
scene, and then
the
actually
first episode.
the first birth scene in the first episode, like in that same episode. So
That's a tongue
there's
twister.
some pretty gruesome stuff. It's kind of like, it's like
Yeah.
kind of gross. But the terror intensity is a little jazz hands to me sometimes. It kind of feels kind of whimsical. Uh,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
They
Maybe.
trying to find the balance
Yeah.
and
I
do it
mean,
for you.
I don't. It's not that I I enjoy it, but I just feel like maybe maybe when I write the email and tell them they should just try a little different, maybe they'll bring it for me how I want to see it. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
um,
Well, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, like, the clown is supposed to be luring the kids, right? Because kids
yeah,
like clowns, but then it's like, okay, why does he have to be a clown? I guess because he's creepy, but, like, in a way, he already lured him. It's not like he's, like,
yeah,
getting
yeah,
him to come closer because he's a clown. He doesn't really
yeah,
need to be a
yeah,
clown
yeah.
anymore. He's
We
just
already
creepy
know he
looking.
has terrible intentions, so
Yeah.
ramp that up, and somehow, bring the terror. Yeah, I guess that's the point I'm trying to make in a terribly roundabout way, is that the terror elements so far that we've seen, I think with Pennywise don't come off as menacing and sort of effective to me as like the gore, gruesome stuff that's kind of like but that makes me squirm on my seat a little bit, like,
Yeah.
"Ugh, wow, that's kind of like,
Yeah.
you know."
Yeah.
So, um, yeah,
That's it. That must be it. All right. Well, I gotta watch episode 6.
you do. Yes.
Yes.
Yep, we gotta catch up. We had a week off for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, sickness, everything.
'Tis the season.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching, for listening, and we will hopefully see you soon.
See you on one. Yep.
Bye.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Catch you later.
This is the BTRP Media Network.